Sweet and lovely Capricorns, this is your horoscope for May 2025. First half of May, we will have a bit of a difficult full moon, so bumpy part. But second half of May, universe will reward us. In general, May will be month to start all that you've been thinking and planning since the beginning of the year, because 2025 began with a lot of retrogrades, meaning postponing, canceling, all the things like slowing down, like slow start. We had slow start for 2025, but May will be amazing month when everything will be boiling, moving forward, and of course, you can start whatever is on your mind, whether it's a business, whether some plan, maybe creation, something, whatever makes you happy. Now, Capricorns, let's start from the beginning. May 4th, we will have Pluto going retrograde, moving backwards in your house of finances. Now, Pluto is situated for 20 years in your financial house, and it's going retrograde until October 14th. Now, for next couple of months, Pluto will move from 3rd degree until 1st degree. So only 3 degrees of your second house for now, are affected by Pluto, because Pluto is a slow moving planet. It's a transformation planet. Now, if you have placements, like important placements, sun, moon, or rising, or any other planets, also personal planets located in those degrees, first 3 degrees of any sign, you will feel this Pluto retrograde the most. Now, Pluto will retrograde in your financial house. Seems like you will undergo into a deep revision of your finances in terms of how you earn your money. This is like a topic for the next 20 years in general. If you haven't checked what Pluto means in your second house, I have a whole separate video on that on my channel, so you can search. I'm sure you can find it, Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 years, where I went sign by sign with a lot of details. Now, here, while Pluto will be retrograding, I would like to tell you that, it's more about how you earn money, what kind of resources you use, what kind of skills you use, and in general, your self-worth will be affected. Now, second house is about self-value, how we value ourselves. That's exactly how we earn money, my dear Capricorns. That's why self-value is also in the second house. What are your values? Like whether it's money, maybe family, friendship, relationship, or whatever is that, or maybe it's your creativity, your independence. All those things will go sort of under the revision, while Pluto will be deeply transforming and moving backwards, slowing down. Maybe you will need to regroup what kind of resources like you're using. Maybe it's about your job situation. In general, Pluto naturally rules your house of future and hopes. So it's your wishes that are deep desired, that are in your heart. So seems like Pluto's journey, retrograde journey, will give you redirection. Is it the thing that you really want to do a whole life, that makes you, of course, money, but then does it make you satisfied? Does it make you happy what you're doing, like career wise, money earning wise? Does it make you alive, let's say? Is that your thing? All these topics will come forth, and it's more like on the background scale, because Pluto is a karmic planet and slow moving planet. It's doesn't have to necessarily manifest in real life, maybe only for those who has this placement, like first 3 degrees of placement. You will feel this more in your materialistic level. But for all of us, all of you guys, other people who doesn't have this placement, but still it will be more on the background scale, like on your mind, like if someone put a tape and it's like all the time playing in your head, or maybe you are time to time, like popping up in your mind, where while you're daydreaming, you might be thinking about these topics. Now, second house is also about valuable possessions like house, apartment, I don't know, real estate, piece of land, maybe car, maybe jewelries, whatever is that, like bonds. So it might also give you maybe second act on those areas of your life. For example, Pluto went into your second house back in November 2024. And back then, maybe you've started something like a purchase deal of the land or real estate or maybe a car. And now that purchase or agreement will move forward because it was, let's say, stuck because of some documents or whatever will be related to that deal, might have a second act. You might get busy again. You might hear something about that agreement, for example, or vice versa. You've been trying to sell it, for example, or back then in November, you started some side hustle, let's say, to earn money, let's say online, that you've started some online business. Maybe you hope that it will become your main source of income. And Pluto, when it will go retrograde, will give you revision time. Was it worth it? Is it worth it, and will it be worth it? Like, sort of, it might give you these thoughts, should you continue or not? And up until now, did it bring any profit? Or, so all these things like will come forth while Pluto will be retrograde. Maybe that's your situation. I'm just giving you some examples, my dear Capricorns, related. Everything will be related to your financial situation in general and your happiness around that topic, let's say, or about some project, let's say. Now, May 12th, we have this difficult full moon, which is happening in your 11th house of hopes and wishes. Those of you who are born 11th of January, plus or minus 5 days, you will be affected the most because it's hitting your 22nd degree of 11th house. Now, full moons are about conclusions, or they bring some situation forward to your immediate attention. And of course, will require some solution and action. Now, I call this full moon something abruptly, something shockingly finishing or revealing itself, and which you will not like it, but in the long run, it will be beneficial. So remember this part. At the moment when the things will be and events will be unfolding around this full moon around May 12th, you might not like anything. But believe me, when you will move, like when you will look back of what happened, you will tell yourself and you will see that it was for good. That's how this full moon story is. Seems like in the long run, you will benefit how it actually everything went, let's say, ended or revealed itself, because it's a full moon, it's about endings. Now, why abruptly in a shocking way? Because Uranus will be opposing full moon directly. Now, Uranus is planet of shock and surprises. You never know what kind of surprise it brings, and it's situated in your love house. And Uranus opposing full moon, it might reveal some shocking situation related to friend. For example, some friend might exit your life in a shocking way, in a very harsh way, whom you valued, for example. Or it might be the person that you've recently started seeing, let's say, like on a dating arena. For example, especially those of you who've been freshly, let's say, dating, like in a romantic relationship, and even you've been thinking to build a future, but it might not be your person, my dear Capricorns. No need to be sad. It's just universe clearing up a space for a better person, for a better relationship, for your type of person, and for your one and only. So, even if this happens, try to focus that the universe is actually working behind the scenes to clean up space. That's even for better, my dear Capricorns. Now, Pluto, ruler of full moon, will be in argument with Mercury. Now, Mercury is a communication planet, which will be situated in your love house, and Pluto in your second house. So there might be some issues related to self-worth, self-value in that relationship. Let's say, are you being valued? Do you feel yourself valued? Where is your self-worth? Let's say, what kind of role you play in that relationship? Like, are you valued by another, like your second half, let's say? All these topics might come forth, and you might even verbalize it. Sort of, there might be some argument going on, for example. Or if you say it's not about love, then it might be related to business relationship. Like money could be an issue. So there might be some argument between your business partners, you and your business partners, or your colleagues, let's say, if you don't have business, or your manager or boss, or let's say headquarters that are located somewhere far, because Mercury rules your house of foreign people. And seems like the issue will be money. Sort of, there will be, I don't know, maybe not enough money, finances, or where to finance the money that exists. You will not be agreeing on the same thing, let's say. Or it could be related to also your kids and children. For example, if you're in a relationship, but then let's say you've started this topic about having kids in the future, but your like person maybe not yet ready to become parent, and not even in the future, or maybe they're child free, let's say. It might be like different situations, so the topic might be also like having kids, for example, in general. Now, full moon is all this happening in your 11th house. It's also about online, internet, social media, and seems like you might hear something there, maybe, for example, like something that might shock you, which will be related to your business. Maybe someone will steal your idea, or someone is imposing as your business and scamming people, as an example. So take good care here about all things related online and security, and especially if you're a business owner, it could be like someone is copying your business. Something might reveal itself here, around this full moon, which will be shocking situation. And 11th house is also, it might be that you might discover something related to a person that you're dating, like online also. In general, this Uranus located in your 5th house, which is like a love triangle house as well. So you might find out that there is someone third, like, and through social media, through online setting, for example, or through friends. Some friends might notify, or something could be going on here in general. Or it might be that you might lose a friend because that friend fell in love with you and doesn't want to be any more friends with you, because let's say you don't share the same feeling, affection. You treat that person as a friend, and that's why that friendship has to end. This is just an example, my dear Capricorns. Now, on the better side, you will have support. North Node and Saturn, both of them, they will support. They will send trine to full moon, and they will mitigate, try to negotiate with Uranus, not to make it so sharp and harsh, all this situation. They will send another beam to Uranus to make it much let's say milder, the news that will be coming. Whatever you will hear, this North Node and Saturn, they will be in your communication house. So communication, Capricorns, will be the key. So whatever you will be going on, try to communicate clearly in a concise way, to be open as much as possible about your needs, and in general, try to listen as well to other party. So this will be key and helpful ingredient there for you, my dear Capricorns. Or it might be also your siblings might give some advice. If you have sisters and brothers, they might help you out in some way, or some close friend might help you with, as well, to solve the situation. Now, May 25th, another big thing, your ruler, Saturn, is going into your fourth house. Now, Saturn is, a planet of responsibilities. As much as it gets, as responsible you are, and restrictions. And this is huge thing in astrology when Saturn changes sign, because it's slow moving planet, and its cycle is 29 years. So Saturn hasn't been in your fourth house for the past 29 years. Now it's coming to check up on you. Have you done your lesson? Have you done your homework, my dear Capricorns? And it's in your home house. Now, if you are at that age, you might recall back to 29 years ago what was life back then with Saturn in your fourth house. But if you are young, then it was you're in the childhood when Saturn was in your fourth house. Now, Saturn will give you preview, sort of trailer, some hints of what it is going to bring in the next 3 years. That's how long it will stay in your fourth house. But before that, it will dip into your fourth house until September 1st. So Saturn moves into your fourth house from end of May, 25th of May, to be precise, until September 1st. So basically whole summer, try to be aware of what's going on in your family arena. Now, Saturn will move backwards on September 1st back into your third house to finish up some things, to give you space, and of course reward those Capricorns who's done their lessons in the third house. And we'll be back on Valentine's Day 2026 to your fourth house for the next long 3 years. Now, Saturn is a no-joke planet. It's a planet of responsibility. Now, coming into your fourth house, it brings responsibility. A lot of Capricorns might build a family, might form a family, You might get married or even have a baby, like to become a family member and to build some family, because Saturn is about building. It's about construction. So in the fourth house, you might build your own family, like getting married, having babies, because Saturn brings responsibility. Now, I just want to say that if you have already family, and in general something where they're like shaky, something not on a solid ground, Saturn comes in and breaks it down, tears it apart. So whatever will be going on in your family situation, there could be it depends on your situation. If there was not relationship, they were not built on solid ground, those relationships will get destroyed, my dear Capricorns. Whomever could it be related, maybe even to your mother, like relationship with your mother. You might even stop speaking, because Saturn is a planet of coldness, and it might give sort of a little bit of a cold, sort of distant relationship between you and family members, like mother, father, or siblings, or even between you and your husband or wife. And even like it could be some distance, like living somewhere abroad, like living somewhere far. Or maybe it depends on the situation. Maybe you will get some job offer which will require, let's say, half year working somewhere far, half year back home. So it could be there could be some sort of distance, at some point during this transit, Saturn in your fourth house. Anyhow, I'll make whole separate video on Saturn in fourth house, so stay tuned for that. Now, fourth house is also about real estate. Some of you guys might literally start building a house by the end of May, or maybe have this opportunity and idea, or renovating. So it will give you clue, what it's going to look like your life in the next 3 years when it hits back your fourth house on Valentine's Day 2026. So stay tuned and aware of what's going on. Some of you guys might start like purchasing apartment or go into real estate business, for example. In general, fourth house is also about citizenships. Like some of you guys might start this process of changing citizenship, acquiring citizenship of another country. But so you know, it will take a long time, most probably all 3 years. Saturn there will require a lot of documents, a lot of efforts, a lot of work, and of course, patience. That's what Saturn is about. So it will reward you only by the end if you will be patient enough. Fourth house is also in general is as I said about mother, so it might be that your mother's life will get changed if it's not yours. You know, a lot of things will be going on in your mother's life. For example, maybe she's going to retire, or maybe she's going to get married, or maybe she's becoming again a mother, for example. Something will be going on there, and this summer hints will be coming and knocking on your door. Stay tuned. May 27, amazing new moon, perfect new moon in your house of work, in your house of daily life and health. Now, those of you who are born 26th of December plus or minus 5 days, you will be affected the most because it's hitting your 6th degree, and you know, new moons and new energy, and this is a reward from universe for whole May. Such a positive new moon conjunct Mercury, ruler of new moon. Now Mercury also rules your ninth house of foreign relationships and people and places. Now this new moon I call a bit of a destiny one, because all the you know, karmic planets are also taking place, and they are supporting new moon and the ruler of new moon. Pluto, planet of transformation, which is in your second house, will send amazing trine to that new moon, the best aspect possible. Seems like even if you know, you might have by the end of May a chance to earn more, to earn better, and to have a new job offer, new job opportunity. Like, because Mercury is also communication and signing contracts planet, so you might sign a paper here which you will be happy about, like new job offer, or maybe new position, or maybe new promotion. It depends on your situation, my dear Capricorns, but for sure, those of you who are born around 26th of December, you will benefit from this new moon the most. Now, Saturn and Neptune, those two other planets, karmic planets that are in your family house, they will support the ruler of new moon, Mercury. Amazing. Now, they are newly situated in your house of home and family, and they will send perfect beam to that Mercury, which is in your sixth house. Seems like, you know, that job offer will be welcomed by your family members. And even for some of you guys, it might require to relocate to some other place, to some other country, to some other state, or even city. So that job offer is coming with something like with relocation package, or even travel. Maybe a lot of travel will be required from you, and also money. Of course, money will be a lot. Pluto is about, you know, vast of like amounts of money. Now, for those of you who say like it's not about work, then it could be related to your health, because sixth house is about well-being, our physical body. It seems like if you've been waiting some news related to your well-being, related to your health situation, everything will go smooth. Seems like, you know, and it might be also related to, you know, health situation of your mother or someone close to you in your family surrounding. If there was a situation, no worries. Universe is in a hurry to deliver amazing and positive news. And even if you will have some sort of procedure, medical procedure, everything will go smooth here, my dear Capricorns. In general, sixth house is also, you know, house of all people who work for us, like assistants, secretaries, I don't know, nannies at home, gardeners. It might be that you are hiring a new person who's gonna work with you. For example, this new energy, new moon, and new like a person entering your life. Always check your rising sign and moon sign. They all play out in different parts of your life. And stay positive in May, my dear Capricorns. Love you all. Bye bye.